Have you recently been let go from your job and impacted by a layoff? It's terrifying. It's so scary. And I know exactly what that feels like. I've been through it twice in my career. My name is Kimberly Stephen Tate. I'm a career coach. I have had the privilege of managing thousands of people in my career. But I want to go back and tell you just a little bit about my story. I worked at a major technology company for 13 years, moved up through my career, won awards. I think I had probably at one point 10 awards sitting on my desk. And I'd won a trip to Maui because of the company. But one day they shipped my entire department to Bratislava. That's somewhere near Russia. And I remember just feeling terrified. And I had no idea what to do. I didn't know how to find a job at the time. And every time I would get one of those rejection emails, it was just so demoralizing. And fast forward, I was able to find a new chapter. And after spending 9 years at the next company and building their entire employee resource group from the ground up, and their diversity, equity, and inclusion department, they did a major restructuring that impacted over 1,500 people, and I was one of those people. And I had, in the last year and a half, just moved my family from Nashville to Maui so we could live our dream. So you can imagine how terrified I was to suddenly be in Hawaii, which is a great place to be, but when it's the most expensive place in the nation, and you suddenly don't have a job, what do you do? And so I just want to be a bit of a testimony that everything works out. Had I not lost my first job, I never would have started my career coaching business. And it was something that I started as a side hustle. Off the side of my desk, I would do it a few hours a week and help people because I love helping people. And I want to see people reach their full potential. And then after I got laid off the second time, I was like, okay, I think this is a sign from the universe. I'm not actually supposed to work for corporate America. And I took the leap of faith of building my side hustle into my full-time career. If you have recently been laid off, or maybe you're just in the market for a job, I'd love an opportunity to work one-on-one with you. I studied journalism in college. That's why I originally was good at writing, and I would help my direct reports write their resumes whenever they were looking to move on to a new position. And then my time in diversity, equity, and inclusion taught me all the ways in which bias seeps into the hiring process. For example, if you have a female's name on your resume and you take it off and put a man's name on the resume, it's 50% more likely to get picked up. If you have a quote unquote black sounding name, there's a 50% chance that you're going to be 50% less likely to get someone to pick up your resume. And if you don't have 2 women in the final slate of candidates when you're interviewing, or if you don't have 2 people of color in your final slate, statistically, based on a Harvard Business Review educational article they sent, you have no chance of getting hired. That's crazy, right? And so I know a lot about diversity, equity, and inclusion and how hiring managers and recruiters, where bias takes place in the hiring process. And then lastly, I've also worked in talent attraction and outreach, or i.e. recruiting. I know exactly how recruiters recruit. And I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, it's not by going and looking at the people that applied for jobs. That's not how people get hired anymore. It's just not. And if you're spending most of your time just online applying to jobs, it's gonna take you a really long time and you're probably gonna be super depressed. So I would love a chance to work with you. My email is tateofmindconsulting@gmail.com, and my business is tateofmindconsulting.com. Again, that's tateofmindconsulting.com. Shoot me a note, tell me what your situation is. I'd love to hear more from you, and I'd love to help you land your dream job, making more money than you could ever believe possible.